welcome. Today's project is going to be a quick release buckle collar. I am using a metal black matted buckle that is 3/4 of an inch wide, and I'm also going to be using some beads with this collar. I found these bee beads. I got them on paracordgalaxy.com, and I bought a bunch of them, and I'm going to be using them today on this collar. This collar is going to be themed in the colors of a bee. I'm making this collar to go with some of Watcher's gear. He has yellow and black gear that he uses for therapy dog work, as well as his training for service dog work. So I thought it would be kind of nice to have a collar that would match. So with this collar, the colors that I'm going to be using are going to be yellow and black. I am theming this collar for one of Watcher's capes. Watcher has gone for training for therapy dog work, and he is also being trained as my service dog. I mean, they're two different separate things, but I thought a way to give back to the community was maybe to have him train also as therapy dog, and he's taken the class for that. It was a few classes, but the testing for that is really backed up right now because of issues with, you know, with the COVID and all that kind of stuff. Anyways, the testing is kind of backed up, so we haven't tested for that yet. And he still has, about, I would say, just about a year left of training for service dog work. He's a little bit over a year now with that, so we still have lots more to take care of. Anyways, I'm making this collar to match some of his gear. I've gotten a yellow cape for him that I can switch the patches on and off, and I am going to, I thought the bees were just super cute, so why not? So the colors that I'm going to be using for this particular collar are, I'm going to be using this 550 paracord in black. This is what your double cow's hitch is hooked up to. If you're not familiar with how to do a double cow's hitch, I will leave a link below where I show you how to hook it up to your quick release buckle, and also how to hook it up to your jig if you're not familiar with how to do that as well. All of that is in that video, and I will leave that link below for you guys. I'm also going to be using a banana yellow in 550 paracord, and then I have 2 strands of this yellow camo in 550 paracord, and then I have 1 strand of black in 275, and those will be the colors that I'm going to be using today. So the first cord that I'm going to be adding is one of the camo cords, and what you're going to want to do is, I'm using a paracord needle. You don't have to. You can just melt the ends of your cord to make them a little bit harder to push through. But you don't have to have a needle. It does make it a little bit easier though. So I'm going to take one of the camos, and I'm going to go right through these 2 cow's hitches at the top, just like that, and I'm going to pull it to the other side and to the middle of the cord. Next I'm going to be adding the banana. I'm going to do the exact same thing that I just did with the camo. I'm just going to go right through these 2 cow's hitches, pull it to the other side, and to the middle of the cord. Next I'm going to be adding the other camo, and what I want to do here is I want to go in between this first cow's hitch, underneath the 2 stitches going towards the left, and go up in between that second cow's hitch on your left, pull this through to the middle. This is the last cord to be adding, which is the black 275. You're going to do what you just did with that camo, you're going to go in between the first cow's hitch, underneath the 2 stitches, and then up through that second cow's hitch. Pull this one also to the middle. So once you have your cords to the top, I do suggest that you double check, triple check your measurements to make sure that nothing moved and it's where it should be. I highly recommend that because this is a quick release buckle collar. So if you do the whole collar and it doesn't fit your dog properly, the only way that you can fix it is if you take it all apart. And that isn't really that big of a deal to take it apart, but it is kind of a bummer once you've gotten the work done. So I do suggest that you just double check, triple check your measurements. Also, make sure that when you did your double cow's hitch that you did put the O-ring on. I know in my video I do specify that when you're supposed to put this on, and the reason why I'm just, you know, mentioning it again is because I've forgotten to put it on. You know, I get into whatever I'm doing and I forget to put it on, and then I realize halfway that I forgot. The only way you can attach an O-ring is in the very beginning when you put the double cow's hitch on, unless somebody knows of something that I don't know. And if somebody out there does know something, please let me know. But it has to be on these middle elongated cords that you have worked. So yeah, just make sure that that is on. I am using a 3/4 of an inch O-ring. I try to match my O-ring to whatever size buckle I'm using. I also wanted to say something real quick. I was thinking about this when I was getting my setup together, and because I do my videos in advance, like for me right now it's November, but I know that this video isn't going out until either the end of March, the beginning of April of the following year, which is 2022. So I wanted to specify, because I know that some of you guys are, you know, watching Watcher progress through Instagram and things like that, and so the time you guys will see this, there's a good chance that he already passed his test for the therapy dog work. I will put it on the screen if he's passed. I don't have any doubts that he's going to have any problems, but I'll put it on the screen if he's passed. I will also tell you if it's still backed up, because it could be backed up. I'm not really sure. I know that his trainer has said that they haven't done anything for months now, so all these people are taking the course and they're just waiting for the test. And because you have to take the test in a nursing home facility, you know, everything's got to be good. So hopefully by the time you guys see this, he would have taken that test and he has passed it. As for service dog work, by the time you guys see this video, I would think, I'm going to say 5 to 6 more months he has left. But you never know, things can happen. It might push him back a little bit. So I will put down on the screen also, you know, where I think he's at the time that you guys see it. I do apologize for if I confused other people that have been following him and us, but yeah, I didn't realize that I was doing that. So alright, now that we got all that out of the way, we can just get started on this project. So like I said, double check your measurements, triple check your measurements, make sure that your O-ring is on, and we can get started. So I have a clothespin that holds my ring at the top of my work, and that's because I work on an inclining desk. If you work on an inclining surface, I do suggest this little trick. It does help with the O-ring not sliding. Also, I rolled up some of my ends, but not all of them. I rolled up the 550 black cord that I did my double cow's hitch. And then the camo cord, the first one that I put through the double cow's hitches. So those two I rolled up. The rest of them I have to shove through the O-ring. So I'm going to leave them undone. And then once the O-ring is secure, then you can roll up those ends except for the 275 black cord, because that's what you're going to be putting your beads on too. So it's just, it's not necessary for you to do that cord. And let's get weaving. So I am going to start off on my right side, and I'm going to start with the 550 black cord and get this tape out of the way. So I'm going to start with the 550 black cord on my right side, and I'm going to go underneath this first cord right here, right up the middle, and then over that second cord. So I'm going to go pretty much right up the middle and then over that second cord that is on my left side. Now I'm going to take the 550 black cord on my left side, and I'm going to go underneath that cord that I just worked, and I'm going right up the middle again, and then over on the right side of the cord. And you have like a little triangle here. So the next cord that I'm going to be working is going to be my rolled up camo, and that's the cord that, like I said, that you put through the double cow's hitch. So it's the second cord that you put through, and what you want to do here is you're going to go underneath all of your work, and then you're going to come right in between those two elongated cords. So you're underneath, and then you have this loop that you made with the 550 black. You're going to go down that loop. Next, you're going to take the other small bundle of camo, and you're going to go underneath all of your work on the left side. And then you have this loop that you made with the 550 cord on your black on your left side. You're going to go down that loop. Next, you're going to take your banana on your right side, and you can take off this clip now. You're going to take your banana and you're going to just push it through the O-ring. Pull that through. So once you have your cord through, you're going to look for these two horizontal black cords, and you can pick these up a little bit. What you're going to want to do with your banana that you just put through the O-ring is you're going to go around, over and around these two black cords. You're going to go underneath the O-ring, come up through the middle, but make sure that your banana cord that you start with is going to be on the the left side of where you come up. So take your cord, go around those two horizontal black cords, go around the ring, come up, so you're coming up through the middle, but make sure that that right cord is now on your left. So now you're bringing your cord out the right, and it's to the right of your banana cord. So your cord like that. So you have this start of the banana cord is on the left. Here you came out the right. Next, you're going to take your left banana cord. You're going to go through the O-ring. Then you're going to find those two horizontal pieces, and you're going to go around those two horizontal pieces. You're going to go around that bottom part of the O-ring. You're going to come up through the middle, but now you want to be on the left side of that cord. So you're coming out the left side, and you pull it through. Next, you're going to take your other camo. You're going to do the same thing here. You're going to go through that O-ring. Now it can get kind of jumbled up here and messy. After you're done dealing with the O-ring, it does get a lot easier. So I moved in a little bit closer. What you're going to do now is you got that right camo going through the O-ring. Like I said, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to find those two horizontal black pieces and then the bottom part of the O-ring, and you're going to go around all of that. And you're going to come up through the middle. So you can pull it up through the middle. But then here's my cord right here that I push through. I want to be on the opposite side. So I'm coming out of the right. And I'm on the right side of my working cord. Take the one on the left, push it through that O-ring. You're going to go around those two horizontal black pieces and the ring. So, I'm going to find the middle and come up that middle. And then you want to be on the other side. You want to be on the left side of your working cord and pull that through. And now the 275 cord. So we're going to go through the O-ring. Go around the two horizontal black cords and around the ring. Come up the middle. Make sure you're coming up the middle. Come up the middle. Here's my cord right here. I want to be on the right side of it. Pull it through. And go through the O-ring with the left side. Whoops. Go around the horizontal cords and the ring. Come up the middle. And then I want to be on the left side of my cord, so here's my cord. Go on the left side of it and then pull it through. And you can tighten it up. Alright guys, once you have that taken care of, you can push those cords that you just put through the O-ring before. You can put those cords through the O-ring again, and you can also roll up some of your ends. I rolled up the banana, and then I rolled up the other camo, but because I'm working with two of the same color, I rolled up one a little bit smaller than the other, and that will help me know which one to grab when I need to. As for the 275 cords, I am leaving these loose so I can put the beads on. So I'm going to be starting on my right side again, and I'm going to be starting off with the black 550 cord, and I'm just going to do the same thing that I did in the first weave. I'm going to go underneath that first cord, right up the middle, over that cord that's coming out of the left. Take my left cord now of the black 550 and go underneath the cord that I just worked. Right up the middle again, and then over. Next, I'm going to take my camo, but I'm making sure that I'm grabbing the smaller bundle, and I'm going to be going underneath my work, right up the middle, and then over that, and then down that loop. I'm going to be taking the one on my left now. I'm going to go underneath my work, right up the middle, and then down this loop on my left. Now I'm going to be grabbing the banana, and I'm going to find these two horizontal black cords right in the middle, and I'm going to go over these cords and around and then out the right side. So I'm going to go over and then around them and out the right. Take the one on the left, and I'm going to go over and around and out the left. So the next cord that I'm going to be grabbing is my camo, but it's my larger bundle on my right side. And I want to go over these two horizontal cords, and I'm going to actually come right up the middle. So I'm going to come right on the left side of my working cord. So I'm going to go over and around, right up the middle. So you can see here's my working cord, and I'm on the left side. And now I'm going to do the mirror image. So I'm going to go around those two horizontal cords. I'm going to come up the middle, so I'll be on the right side of the working cord. So I'm going to go over and around, and then I'm up on the right side of my working cord. And then for the 275 cords, so I'm going to take my one on my right, and I'm going to go around these two horizontal cords, and I'm going to come out my right. So just go over and around and bring it out your right. So now you're on the right side of your working cord. Take the one on the left, and you're going to go around and come out the left side of your working cord. And then we can tighten that up. Okay, so once you finish that and you have tightened it up, you can start the weave all over again. So I'm going to start on my right, and I'm going to go right up the middle and then over that cord on my left, right here. Take my cord now, my 550 black on my left side, and I'm going to go underneath the cord that I just worked, right up the middle, and then over. Next, I'm going to take my smaller bundle of camo, and I'm going to go underneath my work, right up the middle, and then down this loop on my right side. Take the smaller bundle of camo on my left side, go underneath, right up the middle, and then down that loop on my left side. So I'm going to find my two horizontal pieces next. I'm going to take my banana on my right side. I'm going to go over and around those two horizontal cords and come out my right. Take the one on my left, go over and around and out my left. Next, I'm going to take my larger bundle of camo, and I'm going to go over those two horizontal pieces, but now I'm going to come back out the right. So it's going to be every other one that I'm going to be switching sides with. So this time I'm going to be coming out the right, because last time I came right up the middle, out the left. So I'm going to go around and out the right. And I'm going to take the one on my left side, and I'm going to go over and around, and just like I did with the right, it's going to be every other one also on my left side. So I'm going to go around those two horizontal pieces and come out my right side. Now my 275 on my right side, I'll be taking that around those two horizontal pieces and out my right. And then I'll be taking the left now, going around and out the left. And then I'm going to tighten it up. Once you have it nice and tight, you can start that weave all over again. So I'm going to take my black that's on my right side, my 550 black on my right side, go underneath and right up the middle. Next, I'm going to take my black 550 on my left side, go underneath the cord that I just worked, come right up the middle again, and then over. Go over. Next, I'm going to be taking my smaller bundle of camo, and I'm going to go underneath, right up the middle, and then down this loop on my left side, sorry, my right side, and then take the one on my left, go underneath, right up the middle, and then go down that loop on my left side. Next, I'm going to be taking my banana, finding those two horizontal black pieces right in the middle, pick up on those. I'm going to go over them and around them and out the right. Take the one on the left, go over and around and out the left. And now I'm back to the larger bundle of camo. And instead of going out the right, I'm going to actually come back in towards the left. So I'm going to go over and around right up the middle, and I'm on the left side of my working cord. Take the one on my left now, and I'm going to go right up the middle again. So I'll be on the right side of my working cord. So go over and around, and I'll be on the right side now of my working cord. And this is where I am going to put on my first bead. Now I have quite a bit of these beads because I wasn't sure exactly how many I was going to need, and I think I got too many. But they're super cute, and I know I can use them on another project, or maybe have them offered in my store. So the way I'm going to put on this bead is I'm just going to slip both of the ends of the 275 cord through the bead. And I might need to use a paracord needle. I think, I don't know. Nope. So I'm going to have to work this through. I did melt the end a little bit to make it a little bit harder so I can push it through. Okay, so I got the other side through. We'll just pull that all the way to the collar. Oh, okay. So I'm gonna lay this guy flat down. And then I'm gonna make sure that my cords are not crisscrossed in any way. And then I'm gonna take the right cord like I was before, and I'm gonna go around those two horizontal pieces and out the right. Take the one on the left, go around and out the left. And then tighten it up. Once you have your bead on nice and tight and you've tightened up all of your ends, you can start that weave all over again. So for me, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be putting on a bead every other weave. And I'm going to be switching the way the bee is facing. So right now my bee is facing to the right, when I put on the next bee, I'm going to make sure that he will be facing towards the left. And be careful because they can turn, and if they turn on you, they're going to end up switching the side that they're facing. I want my collar to have a bee facing the right and the left, so no matter which way you're looking at it, you can see the bee from the front. So here's what it's looking like so far. I went down an extra weave so you could see a bigger picture. So I am going to be doing the same exact pattern all the way down the collar, where I will be switching the way that I put on the camo large bundle. I'll be going to the right or going to the left. I'm going every other one. And also every other weave will have a bead on it, and those beads will be facing left and right. I'll be doing every other one of those as well, so I have them facing both ways. And remember just to be careful with the way you have it laying. It doesn't matter how you put it on, which way it's facing when you're putting it on the 275 cord, but once you are getting ready to tighten up everything, make sure that it is facing the way you want it to be facing. Alright, so I'm going to continue on doing this, and then when I get to the end, I will show you guys how I do my tie off and what it looks like when it's completely finished. Okay, so I am at the end of my collar, and I took it off the jig, and now we can sew in the top cords. So I'm going to be using a paracord needle, and the cords that I'm going to be putting from front to back through the collar are all the ones that are coming out of the top. These two that are coming out of my side, on both sides, I'm going to be cutting them and melting them there. So I'm going to start with my yellow on my right, or the banana on my right, and you have a gap in between where your work is and where your cow's hitches are. You're going to go through that gap and pull that to the other side. You're going to also do that with the camo, and you're going to do that on the left side with the banana and the camo. So for the 275 cord, what you're going to want to do with that cord is you have a really tiny hole in between your two cow's hitches, and you're going to go in that hole, and you're going to put both 275 cords through that hole. So once you are done with that part, we can cut and burn our ends. I am going to be starting off on my side. So just going to melt them again. Squish it down. I'm going to cut this one a little bit shorter. I think I need some new scissors. Alright, I'm going to do the same. Melt this. And squish that down as well. After you're done with the sides, you can do the middle. And I'm just going to work one at a time. Hold these others out of the way. I'm going to cut them. Spray them out. And I'm I'm just gonna melt the top of this one and then squish it down, and I'll do all the other ones the same way. Oops. Like I said, I'll do the other ones the same way. So once you have your ends melted and squashed down, you can use your collar as is. I like to put a little bit of Gorilla Glue on my ends to give it a little bit of extra security. I do use non-foaming clear Gorilla Glue. So I'm going to do that next. But again, you can use it as is. So I'm going to be putting just a little bit here. Unfortunately, my end is clogged. So I'm going to just carefully put some on here, because you don't want a whole bunch. And I'm going to rub it on the ends that I burnt, or the ends that I melted. And make sure, if you're going to do this and you're using the Gorilla Glue, that you get the non-foaming clear glue. Okay, that should do it. Okay, I'm going to let this dry, and I'll show you guys what it looks like when it's completely dry. And yeah, thank you so much for watching today.